Welcome back. Thank you for tuning in with this English version of Mr. Deegoda Kumara's Divine Healing Session or the Distance Healing Program, which was originally aired this evening at 9:30 p.m. Sri Lankan time or 16 hours Greenwich Mean Time. This may not be a word-to-word direct translation, however, I'm eager to bring you closer to the meaning, intentions, and instructions of the Divine Healing Practitioner, Mr. Deegoda Kumara, letting you fully experience the effects of the Divine Healing powers of Mr. Kumara. During the first half of the live broadcast, Mr. Kumara gives a meaningful sermon for about 30 minutes, and then we proceed into a meditation practice called Maitri Bhavana, which is a universal loving kindness meditation. Thereafter, Mr. Deegoda Kumara will begin the healing process, which will last for about 15 minutes. So let's get started. Blessings of the Noble Triple Gem and God's loving blessings to you all. We welcome all of you who are tuning in with us live for this distance healing program from around the world with warm, loving kindness. Many who are currently stuck overseas due to various travel restrictions as well as down with illnesses requested to be blessed for a safe return and for safe recovery. All your wishes will come true. You will return to your home country healthy and safe. Do not have any doubts on that. We bless you with our mind, with the word, and our blessings are with you right throughout. I must tell you that our divine healing program, Dew Suwa Sewa, was paused temporarily until the COVID-19 situation calmed down, and at the moment we are preparing and getting ready to launch the massive divine healing program once again. Wanted to also inform you that we have requested for the necessary permissions and permits, and the approvals are at the moment on the way. The date will be announced duly via our YouTube channel in the coming days. In addition to that, we are collaborating with 2 other YouTube channels which are being broadcasted from overseas, about which we have informed you before. For those of you who requested for an English translation of our programs, you could tune in to Sacred Soul Awakening YouTube channel and the second channel, Vishwa Dhyana, which is in Sinhala language, will bring you similar content in Sinhala that were prepared based on various important topics that were brought to you by us through Dew Suwa Sewa YouTube channel, however, with a scientific perspective to it. So an English version of this live distance healing program will be published on Sacred Soul Awakening YouTube channel by 2 a.m. Sri Lankan time. Again, I must lovingly mention to all our viewers overseas that you are not forgotten, you're not stuck. As soon as we have our premises ready for Dew Suwa Sewa healing program, you can visit and I will heal you. And as every time during my healing sessions, I have healed at least 90% of the crowd, if not all of you. Our divine healing program is known around the world for its miracles, that thousands are being healed in one go. It's not an exaggeration that out of the 75,000 to 80,000 people who attend the divine healing program, out of which the majority are being healed. Due to practical matters, some are not able to meet me during the program, and that as well is due to past karma. We need to look at it in a spiritual way. However, I'm committed, ready, and prepared to heal you until the day I leave this earth. The healing program has not been stopped, and as to this date, even when I meet a sick person on the road, by chance even, perhaps due to their good karma, I always heal them. I always heal such people and will continue to do so. Just to mention, you may wonder how I perform this healing service at a distance. Have you thought how you offer blessings to someone who has passed on? It's the same way. It's being done with the thought process. The thoughts travel through universal frequency and reach the target point and then gets activated. So let's get started with today's chosen topic. It is fear, another reason for people getting ill. Due to fear, people fall sick. And also due to sicknesses, people develop fear, whether it's your mind or body that falls sick. Sri Lankans are by nature, I would say, are fearless people in general, or they fear less. This is one reason I believe that the damage that was done by COVID-19 in Sri Lanka is relatively significantly less. Where the doctors, the military who organized everything during COVID-19, and also the patients, sometimes even without masks, not that I recommend that, but it was noticed that the fear factor was significantly less. This lack of fear, or the absence of it, is a great thing, because fear is a reason for a lot of actions by us. We happened to watch some viral videos the past days about how animals try and save themselves from slaughter. A lobster walking or crawling out of a boiling pot, leaving one of its pincers which was stuck, and other animals running away from slaughterhouses. The reason? Fear of death. What is the biggest fear of all? You might say it's a fear of being in this samsara, or in this cycle of births. But let's take a step back. Yes, it's a fear of death. One fears death and therefore considers it a suffering. Everyone fears death. Where there's fear, there's suffering. You say being born itself is a suffering. You consider being born as a suffering, as death is a clear suffering. If one does not die, then you don't consider being born a suffering. You see this difference at a funeral and at a celebration of birth. The birth is celebrated, whereas a death is mourned. So why is being born considered a suffering? Being born is considered a suffering as the person born has to eventually face death. So the suffering is actually caused because of death or dying. This is the reason behind the fear of falling sick. One fears that the sickness progresses and may result in death. So we spoke of fear. If we get rid of fear, the chances of falling sick can be reduced to a minimum. Most people fall sick actually due to fear. When the mind is full of fear, the body becomes weak. Therefore, I say do not fear COVID-19 or any other sickness. When you come to my healing sessions, I take your fear away. Especially those who are stuck overseas, be assured that you will be able to return to your home country healthy and safe. Lord Buddha has taught us how to remove fear in his teachings. I also speak along the lines of his teachings. To take the fear away, we need to know the cause for this fear. One fears mostly because of ego. Fears anything bad happening to themselves to protect their identity or self. This is the root cause of fear. Therefore, if one refrains from identifying so much with ego, they also overcome greed, desire, or the attachment to pleasurable things, which is the main reason you're in this samsara, or the continuous birth cycle. So how do we remove or reduce ego? There's an easy method, which is whatever you do, remove the person who's doing it from what's being done. Do this consciously. Remove your identity or self from what was done or performed. Leave the action, but remove ego from it. Once you practice this, you can easily remove or reduce your ego. So as I said, to reduce fear, one needs to reduce ego. So the takeaway from this is, to attain our ultimate goal, nirvana or enlightenment, we need to remove greed, desire, and attachment to pleasurable things. So where is this nirvana? How do we attain this? Nirvana is an awareness. Getting deep knowledge or vidarshana. You also may know that there is a great universal energy throughout the universe. According to Lord Buddha, this energy is universal consciousness. In this healing program as well, what we use is this universal consciousness or this universal energy that exists in the universe to heal. This universal energy or the universal consciousness is operating in a person's subconscious mind. The subconscious is connected to the universal consciousness on one hand, and on the other, it is connected to your mind or your consciousness. Lord Buddha defines universal energy or universal consciousness in his teachings as the deep knowledge or vidarshana. He also refers to this as nirvana. If a person consciously connects to this universal consciousness, according to his definition, it was referred to as attaining nirvana through connecting with universal consciousness. As many people say today, becoming one with universal consciousness or universal energy is actually nirvana. There is no identity but just energy. You are energy operating as a living being. Energy cannot be destroyed. It can only be converted. So if you become only energy, living matter, then you connect with this supreme energy or universal energy. At the beginning, there was only consciousness, energy. As this energy consists of loving kindness, which is metta, compassion, karuna, empathic joy, mudita, and equanimity, upekkha. Some religions refer to it as God. One should not look at these words simply and argue nirvana is not God. What is being stressed here is that universal consciousness is in both. Vidarshana or deep knowledge or becoming one with universal consciousness is indeed nirvana. So why are we not able to attain nirvana? You ask me, how do we connect with universal consciousness or become one with it? You also ask me about Kundalini awakening. Kundalini is a method of yoga that is used to connect or become one with the universal consciousness or energy through the 7 chakras. That is one method. However, the Buddhist method to become one with the universal consciousness is awareness of deep knowledge. So what's the reason for not attaining nirvana even if one leads a life according to the 5 precepts of Buddhism or as per the Eightfold Path to Enlightenment, or by following the middle way between the extremes of asceticism and indulgence? But still, why aren't we able to attain nibbana or become one with the universal consciousness? Universal consciousness is operating through you and to you. But why don't you see it, recognize it? The one who sees it is in possession of that enormous power. Let me take an example. If you are in possession of a binocular, and even though you have adjusted the focus exactly according to the given instructions, yet you cannot see anything that you are supposed to see through it, things that are far away. So you wonder why. So you question an expert on binoculars for the reason for this, who also confirms after checking that the focus is accurate and you have followed the instructions exactly as told. However, he mentions that you have overlooked the lens, which is not clear at all and full of dust and dirt. I guess you now understand my point. So similarly, even though you follow all the rules and rituals, you have not cleared your mind or purified your consciousness. So the first step is to clear your mind, the thought. Purify your mind. This is the word of the Lord Buddha. In most religious textbooks, you will find instructions on how to focus and adjust. However, if you don't purify your mind, all that is useless. So how has the mind become dirty, and how do we clear or purify it? This I mentioned already at the beginning of this sermon. Fear. Fear is the result of ego, and ego is the result of desire, attachment. So out of fear, you cultivate hatred, become unkind, and for example, out of fear of losing your power or status, you refuse to see the good in a good person. If you see someone more talented than you try to put them down. You refuse to acknowledge them for their good or talents. You become hard. These are the causes of dirt in your mind. And with this kind of a mind, you live with never-ending expectations. How do you clear such a mind? It is through metta, loving kindness, mudita, sympathetic joy, karuna, compassion, and upekkha, equanimity. This is the method Lord Buddha has taught for clearing or purifying the mind, to become one with the universal consciousness, to connect with the universal energy. There's one method, and that is to match your frequency with the frequency of the universal consciousness. And how do you match your frequency with the frequency of the universal consciousness? That is by the exact method I just mentioned, which is by cultivating loving kindness, compassion, empathetic joy, and equanimity. When your mind is as per these four virtues, your mind's frequency becomes similar or at par with the frequency of the universal consciousness. There are also meditations that are designed exactly for this purpose. With these meditations and exercises, you are able to match your mind's frequency with the frequency of the universal consciousness. One attains nirvana while you are alive. Being a human being, you have this opportunity. This universal consciousness has the power to correct any disability, illness, or any error in our bodies, the same way we were created by the universal consciousness. Someone who's connected to this great power, the universal consciousness, can use this energy to correct any ailment or repair your body. This energy is referred to as the creative force energy. So whoever has this creative force energy can create and correct, just as Sai Baba, who created things with this power. Equally, organs can be created and or corrected. Those who are aware of this power know that this can be done. In a few minutes, we get connected to this creative life force energy of the universe. And through the universal consciousness, which is operating through you, we can correct any ailments, pain, or disability that needs to be healed. It's done by a powerful thought. A thought becomes a thing. So the healing thought becomes an action or a thing. It can be done by someone who is able to connect to the universal creative force energy. I believe you may have a better understanding about this process now. Out of the virtues I mentioned before, metta, karuna, mudita, and upekkha, we use our metta or loving kindness meditation to connect you with the universal energy. This way you raise your vibration as close as possible with the universal consciousness, and through this we heal what is to be healed in you. So I think you must be ready now, and after a 2-minute break, we start with Maitri Bhavana or loving kind meditation. May the Triple Gems blessings and God's loving blessings be with you. Please be seated comfortably and relaxedly, even on a chair. I guess most of you are attending this healing service with your family. If you prefer, you can sit in the lotus position or Padmasana cross-legged, sitting in meditation pose. We practice this Maitri Bhavana, where we break down boundaries between us and other people and every living being on this planet, and cultivate a state of mind where we spread loving kindness to all alike. Whether one believes or not, harming or slaughtering animals for meat has its consequences. Many countries around the world have reduced or in some cases stopped slaughtering at least certain animals with the rise of this virus situation. Like I said, there will be serious consequences of slaughtering animals, usage of drugs and alcohol as a form of punishment by the universe. We can stay away voluntarily from these sins, and there is no need to wait for stricter rules by authorities. So, during our Maitri Bhavana meditation, I use the phrase that may all living beings be saved or freed from the fear of slaughter. Eating meat is a cause for destruction in our land, and until we put a stop to this land would not become the spiritual place that we expect it to be. This is the land of Mihindu Thera, or the Buddhist monk called Mihindu, who brought Buddhism to Sri Lanka as depicted in Buddhist sources. In this land of Mihindu Thera, it is not right that animals are harmed or slaughtered for meat, and I would like to remind you that no one has a right to harm animals this way. The message from the universe is that it is a time to separate good from the evil. The evil will be eventually destroyed by the universe. Those who have divine power are aware of this. Just as what happened during the Perth tsunami, by natural causes, evil will be destroyed. Slaughtering animals, selling meat, as well as purchasing such meat are considered immoral. So if slaughtering animals, selling meat, and purchasing such meat is avoided, then there's no way for anyone to consume meat. Let animals live free. Do not create fear in the creations of the universe. If you harm or create fear in them, then it definitely returns to you as well. Creations of the universe include all living beings. Therefore, today we spread loving kindness to all alike. Lord Buddha has not prohibited us from consuming meat, and similarly, I also do not say the same. However, one must refrain from slaughtering animals, selling meat, or purchasing such slaughtered animals' meat. This indirectly keeps us away from meat consumption, as when these steps are avoided, there are no ways around it for obtaining meat for consumption. So, for those of you who say I prohibit my followers from consumption of meat, this is what I have to say. Stop buying meat products, selling meat, or slaughtering animals for meat. So, this way you can let animals live free. Do not create fear in the creations of the universe. The only way out of this samsara, or the cycle of birth, is to overcome fear. But if you create fear in the creations of the universe, it definitely comes back to you. Therefore, we today spread loving kindness to all creations of the universe. So sit comfortably in a relaxed position with your palms facing upwards. That is to open up the most sensitive parts of your body, such as the palms, to the universe. Heart needs to be sensitive. The more sensitive you are, the more energy you receive from the creative life force energy through the sensitivity of the universe. Someone who's sensitive in their heart cannot commit immoral acts, say, do, or perform such immoral acts. If you have any ailment or pain anywhere on your body, you can place your left palm over it. If it's related to your eyesight, then keep your hands lightly covering them. If it's a hearing problem, slightly insert your middle fingers to your ears where my blessing starts without blocking. And after my blessings, you can remove your fingers and check the difference before and after. So let us start our Maitri Bhavana, or loving kind meditation, which is now known around the world. We spread our loving kindness to all creations of the universe. The thought is started at the heart level. The thought needs to become a reality through your sensitive heart. It needs to be powerful. And for this, a thought needs to be pure. Let us now use our thoughts and energy to heal you and everyone else in the world. And what gives power to this thought is our loving kind meditation with feeling, all of us together from around the world. Close your eyes and say in your mind, may all ailments of everyone in this world be cured, healed. Close your eyes lightly and relax. Do not hold your breath. Let it out and relax your body. Let this breathing in and out happen naturally. No need to do it with effort. No need to think of it. Let it happen naturally. Do not think any other thoughts. Repeat this to yourself in your mind. May all be free of all ailments and troubles. May all be free from suffering. May all be healed. You can repeat this in your own words, in your mind. Loving kindness energy. May all be free of all suffering. Be free of ailments and pain. And may all heal. With the unlimited power of our collective thoughts, through the universal life force energy, may all bodies and minds to be healed and corrected. May the hearing of the deaf be improved and corrected. May hearts be purified, bodies be repaired. With my honest and purest thoughts, I wish, may all those who are suffering in this world be free of all suffering. May all be free of ailments. May all physical and psychological conditions be healed and corrected. May all be healed from weaknesses. May everyone's wishes come true. May all troubles disappear. May those who wish to conceive be able to conceive. And may their innocent expectations be fulfilled. May God's loving, divine blessings assist you with this. May all these lives be successful. May all those who suffer with COVID-19 or any other ailment be free of all sufferings. May all be free of fear of ailments. May your mind be strong. May your bodies be strong. May all be free of all kinds of ailments and pain. May all be free from suffering. May all heal. May all heal. May all your ailments be healed. If there's any particular person in your mind who's suffering, mention their names in your mind, and may they be free of all their sufferings and ailments. Bless all beings in general on this planet. May all be free of any ailment or pain. May all be free from suffering and troubles. May our collective positive energy be used in favor of and to heal all living beings of the planet. Let our collective energies be activated together with the universal life force energy and heal and correct everybody on this planet. May all troubles be healed. May all suffering and disabilities be corrected. May all infants with any weaknesses, ailments, be free from it. May all be free. May we be able to witness their good health. Let us repeat this to ourselves for a few more minutes. May all be free of suffering. May all be free of ailments. May all heal. May all those who are connected with this distance healing program, as well as all others, be free of ailments, be free of suffering. May all be healed. Let us repeat this for a few more minutes in our mind. All will definitely be healed. All will definitely be free of suffering. All will definitely be free of ailments. All will definitely be healed. May the noble triple gems, blessings, and God's loving blessings be with you. Now please raise your hands and point your palms outward like this, towards me. Those who have hearing issues, please insert your middle finger like this and block air. And after my blessings, you can remove your fingers at once and test both ears for hearing improvements. Many have healed from hearing losses via our distance healing sessions. You can open your eyes and stare at my palms or close your eyes as you prefer. My healing energy is being transmitted to you through the universe and not through the digital screen you're using. You and I are connected to the universe. And we connect through the universe for this healing session. This is a healing program done using the mind, and my hands are used only to offer my blessings to you. May you all be free of all kinds of ailments. May you be free of suffering. May you be free of ailments. May you heal. May all weaknesses be corrected. May your hearing be healed, and all other ailments with my energy. The power of the great universe, the power and the energies of Lord Buddha flows to you and through you. And with these supreme powers, your mind will be refreshed. You will feel a great relief in your mind now. May all the pain in your body disappear, troubles disappear, and small or major ailments be healed with my blessings. You can continue this loving kind meditation every day, just as how we do every morning and evening, spreading loving kindness to all in the universe. Put your hands down now and relax. Now it is time for us to thank all the gods and goddesses, the supreme beings, who lovingly provided us with the required energy and power to fulfill this process. We thank Lord Vishnu for permitting us to carry out this task, Lord Natha, Maitri Bodhisattva, Goddess Sri Mahabhadrakali, all of those who one day definitely will achieve the supreme Buddha status. We lovingly wish that they realize the ultimate goals the exact way they wish to attain it. Those of you who are Buddhist can recite the related Pali Gatha. Ittavatacha ammehi sampadam punya sampadam sabbe devanumodantu sabbe bhutanumodantu sabbe sattanumodantu sabba sampatti siddhya. May the noble triple gem and God's loving blessings be with you.